This is Elias Dufexes. You're watching That Thom Clancy Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of That Thom Clancy Show. I am, of course, your lovable robot host who, what the heck is going on here? Oh, there I am. Way to take your sweet time, Streamlabs. I see you over there, and I'm not happy. But thank you all so much for joining us. It is so wonderful to have you here. So, how's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. Let's see what you all say in the computer chat here. Oh, we've got Nick, we've got Tony, we've got Timmy. So wonderful to have you all here. Now, there's something I've been sitting on for a while. I've been wanting to do it, but I've also been kind of scared about it. But we have That Thom Clancy Show Discord. And I know, hold the applause until I get the link out there. There it is, everybody. So hop on into the server. It's small right now. We're getting it all going. But I just, want to take that time to say thank you and have something nice for everybody to hang out and all that stuff. So that's not why we're here tonight. We're here because, well, for some reason you all find me entertaining, and I am eternally grateful for that. But otherwise, we're here because I have a couple of guests hanging out right over there. Now, my guests today are two of the developers behind Rest, an upcoming story game and a genre whose name I hate, and we'll talk about that later. Now, hang on, everyone. We're going on a Viking. Bits and Pixels, Hanna and Sondre. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Some nice applause for you two. What the heck happened over there? Let me fix this. Hanna, you're muted, but it's okay. Welcome to the show. Thank you all so much for joining me from the far off distant land of Norga. What? I have been to Scandinavia. I know what you all call your countries in your appropriate languages. I also know that Finland is Suomi.
I didn't know that, actually.
I didn't know that either.
Well, it's fine. They're not Scandinavian.
It's not like we border to them or anything anyway, so.
Do you have a border with? Is it does it sneak up over Sweden there?
I don't
I
think
think
it does.
I think it does. Hold on. Finland.
Okay, I'm
Where
not the
are
guy to
you?
ask about, geography.
He really isn't. Okay, I'm not either, but yeah, we do. We do. Yay! Hi, Finland.
Yeah, you know what? I hear nice things about them, and the one Finnish YouTuber I follow is a delight. So welcome to the show. First question I ask everybody, what are you playing right now?
Ooh, Among Us.
I just picked it up, and I haven't had the chance to actually play with people yet. So we should
How
talk.
did you play?
Oh, I haven't actually played it. I just purchased it. I just haven't played it.
Ah, okay, I get it.
Well, our lobby's always open if you want to play with us.
That is true.
Give me a call.
We will do.
Yeah, I'm so down for that.
Good.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, so lately I've also been playing Among Us, screaming a lot at each other, team dynamic, building friendship. I've also been playing, some Mario with that new Mario 3D collection.
You mean the 20-year-old Mario games?
Yes.
No, I'm glad that they're out there and they're available again. I just don't care.
Mario's only 20 if you let him be.
I mean, Mario's younger than me at least, but that's not saying much. See, Nick, that opened it up for you to have a nice old man Thom joke. So I opened myself up to it. Doors open. You got to walk through it. Nice. Yeah, I've been getting back into Destiny recently. I got the bug, man. I got the bug. Look, it's a good game. It's a solid game that gets boring for a few months a year. Uh, well, again, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Originally, today's show was going to be one of the pre-recorded ones, but Sondre and I were talking this morning, and apparently your team has no sleep schedules. So
it's like 10 past 2 a.m. right now.
Yeah.
So
You have the two people that don't sleep on the team right now, so it's fine.
Nice. Well, it works out that way. Strangely enough, I was also up until about the same time for you last night because Star Wars Squadrons came out. And after I got my upload of yesterday's episode going, I had to play it. It's really good.
So we know what you're doing after the stream.
Actually, the plan right now is once the show is over, I'm going to take like a 10-20 minute break, and then I'm going to hop back on stream, and we're going to play some Star Wars Squadrons. I'm just going to go through the story mode stuff, so don't expect like any like pro moves or leech strats yet. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this game that you guys are working on called Rest. So why don't you guys tell us about it? Like I sat down, I played a bit of the demo, which is available on Steam right now. So, what is Rest? Aside from something you two don't do.
See, the title is ironic because it's named after like the one thing neither of us can do. But Rests,
I mean,
well, at a reasonable hour, I suppose. Rests, it's a walking simulator, which we've based around a monotone, really like monochrome. That's the word. A monochrome aesthetic, where we try to tell you an engaging story through only the environment and then some small leading pieces that you can pick up along the way. Our goal with Rest was really to create something where, like, no matter where you are in the game, you should be able to look around and then find something interesting. And that's our design philosophy behind the game.
It is a very pretty game, and for our folks at home, you guys were kind enough to send a trailer ahead of time, so if you two don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and play that.
Roll trailer.
Wow. Beautiful trailer. And real quick, yes, Tony, I am happy that it's Unreal Engine, and not just like there's a running joke that I'm an Unreal fanboy on the show, and I am fair, but as you will know, as you two know, before the show, as we're getting everything prepped, I go through and I name the show and like I pick the tags and everything that are going to go on it. And whenever I have an Unreal developer on, it means I get to throw the Unreal Engine tag on there. Now, I don't know if that actually does anything or brings anybody to the show, but Unity doesn't have a tag. Blender doesn't have a tag. So, and hey, you're right here. But Sondre, thank you for that follow. But yeah, so it helps potentially bring people to the show. So yeah, I am happy about that. And oh, hey, what do you know? Both of my guests have now followed the show. So thank you both for from other countries don't always have thick accents, but I'm just blown away because Sondre straight up sounds like he's from Detroit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Thank you. Detroit is like our favorite meme. I'm not even joking.
For the Thom show is just the Unreal show. And oh wow, Pikminbo. I'm guessing that
Oh, that's my man. That's my boy.
Nice. Well, thank you for the follow. I do this a lot. Usually at about this time. Well, in fact, not even usually. Like this is just the time. Yeah. Yeah. So, this is something I kind of alluded to it in the introduction for the show, and I wrote the question for later, but I just kind of want to jump to it now. I hate the term walking simulator.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah, and I was just gonna ask, how do you all feel about it?
Personally, I think we feel a little differently about it both, but personally at least, I feel like there is some stigma with the word. So it's kind of, to me at least, to just own what it is, because it's gonna get, no matter what we do, it's gonna get called a walking simulator. We can call it like an aesthetic thing, like an aesthetic experience or whatever, but no matter what, people are just gonna call it a walking simulator. So we might as well just play into that and then get especially in the marketing, because people, if they see walking simulator, they immediately know, like, okay, I know what this is about now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it feels like I mean the derivation, the origin of the term is really meant to be demeaning, because really the games that brought this about were Dear Esther, the Gone Home, stuff like that, and it's just like it just God, because those are beautiful games that have so much to say, and it's just like, yeah, okay, you just walk, but like Call of Duty is just a walking simulator with bullets.
Yeah.
I
don't. Yeah. I've always liked walking simulators, so I don't personally have that negative connotation with it, but I can see how a lot of people that are used to like fast-paced games feel like it's don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
So personally, I like to use the term like maybe interactive experience, which has much more positive sound to it. But yeah, it's as Sondre says, it's easier to market it as a walking sim because then people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it is the genre, unfortunately, being named terribly.
Yeah.
But is what it is. Yeah. So we talked about this a little bit after we showed the trailer, but that art style is really cool. You've built this very stark world with these wonderful little accents. So I guess my question is, what design considerations do you have to like kind of work out to build around this monochromatic look? And then also too, like, what made you decide to go that route?
Actually, I sit with most of the art. I sit with art direction, and I come from a background in photography where I did a lot of black and white photography with some color splashes. So it's actually from my background.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I wanted to go with it was because I think it's really fun to like mesh the two, taking more traditional media and bringing it to games. That's really fun. And because I know that's the way I work best, with like just working with not so much the color, but just high contrast and forms and composition.
Yeah.
And then we brought the color in as a way to like really set focus points, have something the player could follow, and just because it just elevates the game in a way that's really cool. Like the screenshots talk so much louder when you have that splash of color.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to spoil anything for the game, which I won't, because I don't like spoilers. Spoilers aren't cool. You also leave little colorful hints to help the player along as well, I noticed.
Yeah. Another design philosophy behind Rest is that we want to really leave it up to the player how they want to play it. So there are multiple kind of story beats going on at the same time, and then we have like this trail of, hey, do you just want to see like the main core things and put together everything from that? Sure, go right ahead. Here's a direct path to the end where you don't. So if you don't want to explore, here's a path where you can just walk around, look at the environment, and like just find the most important story things. We don't fully know if anyone would want to play it like that, but it's also like nice, so you'll never get lost in the game because there's always this trail leading you forward the way you're supposed to go.
Challenge accepted.
Don't worry, I've also gotten lost in it.
Same, and I put it up like I've handpicked every rock and put them in the level, and I can still manage to get lost. Not anymore because we fixed it, but before.
There's been so many. There's been so many internal arguments about rocks and where they go and how they go, and if there's too many rocks, and
there's never too many rocks.
Well, the answer to that would be that they go in the right places. I mean, come on, Sondre.
Of course.
You can't,
obviously. Why didn't I think
put them in the wrong place? Jeez. But rocks are the most important part. Yeah, you see, you get it. So
at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something, before we actually set up our company, I had all the money at my own account thing, and nobody was awake, and I wanted a pack of rocks.
So we have a pack of rocks.
No, we have a pack of rocks. We have a lot of pack of rocks. It's really good. I don't have the money anymore though, so.
I mean,
we have a lot of
possibly for a good reason, but no.
Yeah.
I say this. I'm kidding, of course. My wife was redoing some of the stuff in our backyard, and it involved a lot of rocks as well. And FedEx came to our house one day, and they're like, "Hey, can you sign for this?" One, it's hilarious that I had to sign for rocks. Two, they dropped this all off on our porch, and they were like, "Geez, these things are really heavy." And I'm like, "Yeah, they're boxes of rocks." And they thought I was kidding, and I'm like, "No, it's legitimately a box of rocks."
Literally. It is what it is.
That could be a very, like, if you were going to do an April Fool's episode of that Thom Clancy show, it could be like, unboxing time, and then all it is you opening boxes of rocks.
Just rocks.
And there's part of me that's just sitting in here and wants to go all Hank from Breaking Bad and just be like, "Are there minerals, Marie?" But, is what it is.
Minerals, yes.
Yeah, come on, dang it. Yeah, I also just put Nightbot in the channel, so I'm still like working things. I'm trying to be more professional since I don't work at Starbucks anymore, which is awesome. Yeah, that was they offered me an extended furlough or a layoff with a crummy severance package. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take the money and run. So, yeah. Well, I guess this is a question more for Sondre here because he seems to be. Forgot caps lock was on. Well, because Sondre, you're more on the design side of things, I'm guessing.
Yes and no. So we recently started our company, which is Sleepy Turtles. We're the ones making Rust. I'm the CEO, so I do a lot of the like administrative things, like leading the team forward, and I also have the main responsibility for the marketing and like pitching to potential investors and getting us money and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm more of, I guess, consulting when it comes to basically everything. So I haven't had like a full hand in a lot of the design. I've more so had like input on the design. But I guess design is where I've had the most like Yeah.
All right. Well, then this might be a tough question for you, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Uh, when making a walking simulator, what are some of the design considerations that you kind of have to make? Because very clearly, you don't have to worry about like putting together, like firefights or figuring out how to lift like coffee cups to like just yeet at your enemies. Um, Damn it! Now I don't have a coffee cup. But so because they are just this completely different kind of game. It's how do you make that moment by moment gameplay compelling?
So there's a pretty long process to that. But I could definitely answer the question. It's pretty easy to answer. It's just the answer is long and drawn out because it's not a simple answer. Um, I guess first of all, there's two design philosophies we really look at when we're at the sketching phase. Um, so there's 5 stages in the game, and we haven't really talked a lot about this on Twitter. But I guess I'll talk about it here. The game is based around the 5 stages of grief.
Mm-hmm.
So each stage is designed after a specific principle, based around what stage it's meant to reflect. So that's like the first thing we look at, like how can we convey this emotion through our design? And the second thing we're looking at is we got to make sure it doesn't get boring to walk around. There has to be stuff to look at and stuff to experience, and that the stage doesn't feel drawn out. Because if you're in the same location for way too long, it just starts feeling drawn out. So those are like the two core things we look at a sketching phase.
Yeah.
Then we plot everything out in the level, and we start testing it, making sure like how does it feel to walk through this? Blah blah blah. Is this too long? Do we stay here too long? Because sometimes you miss on the whole. Like I don't think this will take too long, and then it takes too long, or I think this will take long, and then it doesn't take any time at all. Um, and after that, it really gets put over mostly to Hannah and uh, Krister, who was our main narrative guy, who then go through and like, here are story beats we can put in at the different parts of the level. Here is the environmental storytelling, and then that forms itself. They usually have a rough picture of it before we start plotting things out, but then they go in with that. So that together forms like a complete picture of from the design phase, making sure nothing's too boring. And then when you go through it, again, things to always look at. So that's a thing they go through then and think of like, okay, here are things we can do here. Here are things we can do here. And then like make it engaging at a moment to moment basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's important that we have some big wow scenes that are really pretty and you can like stop and be like, wow, so pretty. And then there are like the smaller parts of the level where there's small details that could be important to the story that the player has to stop and maybe think about and try to how to English make up what it means for the story.
Yeah. Don't worry. Your English is probably better than several Americans I know. Yeah, I mean, Pikminbo, who probably is saying this as a bit of a joke, I never imagined Walking Simulator could be complex. And, I'm from like a semi-professional game development standpoint. Yeah, I mean, you're building this weird kind of hybrid experience where everything kind of has to lead in a very specific order.
Yeah.
I mean, whatchamacallit? Gone Home did that very expertly. If you all haven't played Gone Home, there's like, dude, you should just go play it. I'm pretty sure you can find it like for free or something on Humble Bundle somewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's a lovely 2-hour experience. I'll talk about it later. Maybe note to self, contact the Fulbright team, see if they want to come on the show. But yeah, you have to. It requires a very dedicated pre-production phase. You know, I think, yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's actually something we struggle with because we come from. This started as a school project, and pre-production in the start phase was kind of. I know you said we couldn't curse that much, but it was kind of shit. So that's something we've taken with us and like learned as we went along.
So we've
Oh.
gone back and revisited our pre-production multiple times.
Yeah. Pre-production is hard and it's important.
Yes.
Do pre-prod properly. Tip from the rest team.
We have a saying over here in the U.S. which is relatively relevant in this instance. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So, applying that to pre-production, like, hey, anticipate your problems beforehand, and it's better than trying to improvise a solution when they just show up out of nowhere.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah, Tony goes, what about Journey? Dude, I need to play Journey. I freely admit that that's a blind spot in my game. Like, but at the same time, when you think about it too, I mean, we live, in the 21st century, there are so many games coming out at any given time. I mean, it's insane.
You have to play Journey. You have to play Journey. I know there's a lot of games.
You're right, but you tell me I have to play Journey. Another person tells me I have to play Dark Souls. Another person tells me I have to play Skyward Sword.
There's only one game. Like, there's only one game you actually have to play, and that's Sonic Adventure 2, and it's on Steam.
Oh my god. But like Journey was used a lot when we were learning game design and got a bachelor's. Like Journey was the one that was always put up as an example of how to do things.
Well, it was a great example of how to make Journey.
It's a good game.
I'm not saying it wasn't a good game. It's another lovely 2-hour game. I thought I wouldn't like it, but it's quite relaxing. Yeah, Nick, I knew that either you or Timmy was going to pick up on that Sonic Adventure 2 thing and just be very happy.
It is the greatest video game ever created, and it's not even close.
I mean, look, Sondre, you're entitled to your opinion, but I've played Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I've played Mass Effect 2. So I know that you're wrong. But
but have you played Sonic Adventure 2?
No, because here's the thing. Sonic is a 2-dimensional character, and he's meant to stay in 2 dimensions.
Spoken as someone who has never played Sonic Adventure 2.
I played Sonic Adventure 1.
I feel sorry for you, man.
Look, man, if you can't get me on the first entry to your series, you're not going to get me to come for a second. That's just how it goes.
I mean, that's a fair way to think about it, but when the glow up is that big,
I mean, look, man, I'm going to take your word for it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to throw my hard-earned money at it. So,
don't worry, I'll get it for you on Steam when it's on
sale. Man, my rule is to say you don't have to do that, but at the same time, I also don't say no to free games.
I don't have to, but I feel compelled by a higher power.
Well, Nick says he loves you, so that's pretty positive.
Keeping on main.
We'll talk about it. Hey, Nick, maybe we'll figure out like a Thom Plays Sonic Adventure stream or something. Shooty Bang Bang Games forever. Look, man, Shooty Bang Bang Games can be excellent. There's a lot of really good ones out there. There's some really crummy ones too. But like the thing is, every game brings this different experience, and every gamer expects a different experience. And I'm one of those people that likes walking simulators. So yes, Halo is excellent, particularly 1, 2, 3, and ODST. Reach is good, but I'm not a huge fan. But yeah, I mean, it's just there's something really cool about having these, for I know that visual novels exist, but these visual novel like experiences that you have, and I don't even make a deal out of it anymore. There, Sondre, I just dab, I just do it. Um, I kind of look at it like I can't break character. So when people make me dab, I'm like, yeah, like how's the thing going? You're asking, but yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that.
I wasn't meant to derail you. I saw that channel point thing. I was like, what? Oh my God, I need to click this.
There's also one. There's also one to make you two dab.
Perfect.
Uh,
Yes.
Look, I'm just the impartial adjudicator of this channel. If somebody wants to spend the 1,000 points to make the two of them dab, I can't be held responsible for that. But when you all were working together as a group in school, I'm guessing, and you were very likely coming up with multiple ideas, why did you all choose to go with this one? Like, what about Rest spoke to you and said, I need to be made?
Ooh.
Well, I guess Hannah, you should
Yeah.
answer this one. Go.
Like Rest has been a lot of games, I guess you could say. It started as a game jam game, actually. It was very different then. It was only monochrome, and I made it with our programmer and our music person. And it was just you walked up a hill and you walked down a hill, and you couldn't quit the game. And that was it. But from there, it evolved into, well, kind of what we have today, but not really. I think the reason we made it was because like the art style spoke to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And our narrative designer really wanted to go with like a darker theme, which is how we ended up with Reef. And then as the art director, I wanted to make it because it's so in tune with how I express myself and how I like to make my art. So I think...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was done.
Oh, I was just going to ask, because I imagine that the two of you, as newly minted college graduates, are fairly young. And do you ever like think to yourself, like, wow, I'm however many years old, and my title is art director? And Tony, thank you for that sub. Like, you ever go just like, I'm a CEO?
I mean, it's...
I guess it hasn't really sunk in yet. I think because
No, because it's
relatively
happening.
new.
It's happening really fast, and I don't know. We're working really hard because it's one thing to make a game. It's another thing to make a company, and doing both at the same time is kind of crazy.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. So everything is kind of at 100% all the time. So you don't really have the time to stop and breathe and be like, "Holy fuck, I'm a CEO."
Well, I will say that you all went about this the right way, which is you make the game first and then you make the company. Because speaking from experience of having done it backwards, that makes for an excellent way to waste a lot of money. So, yeah, I'll tell that story someday.
Yeah.
The definite, like the plan going into when we first all like got together and I'm like, yes, we're going to make Rest a proper reality, because then we had like or rather Hannah and her school group made the rest like first proof of concept, I guess. It's so different, so it's kind of weird to call it a proof of concept now, but like the first
Ah,
proof of concept thing, I suppose. And this was coming off like right the back of us having like a marketing course where I wasn't on the team yet, but they had decided they're going to make Rest like a proper thing. And I was sitting there, or rather standing there in front of my class, because I'm apparently the only person who likes doing presentations and pitching and stuff, screaming about my game about rock, paper, scissors. And that was doing like semi well. So they just went, hey, Sondre, can you market this for us? And bada bing, bada boom, 2 years, or not even 2 years, like a year later, now I'm the CEO, head honcho guy.
Nice.
Sondre is climbing fast.
I'm climbing fast.
Nice, interesting. That said, I'm also the kind of guy who likes to get up and do presentations. I might be doing another one later this year, probably in December, connected with Pitch Your Game. But don't worry about that. God, I got to start planning for that now, don't I? Yeah, we did the first ever like Pitch Your Game Awards back in June, and I put that together in 48 hours. Never doing that again. Ugh. Yeah. Well, that's nuts. But at the same time, you built this game off of a game jam game. So you already had that framework. You knew what you had fun to it. And it's that's half the half of the main problem of making games is finding what makes any game fun. Finding something that's going to resonate with your audience, and like with games, and I've said this 100 times before on the show, it's not like something like a book or a movie or a TV show where if it's, like with a movie, it could be poorly written or poorly acted or poorly shot. But if one of those other features to it is really good, you'll sit through it. The same with a TV show, or like with a book, it's like, yeah, it might not be written very well, but the story's compelling, or the characters are interesting, and that might compel somebody to continue reading it. But with a game, if it's not fun, nobody's playing it. It doesn't matter if it's as pretty as something like Horizon Zero Dawn, or it has the environmental storytelling of Dark Souls. If it's not fun to sit down and hop on the joysticks, like, nobody wants to play it. So you guys, you found your fun early and you're building on it. So well done.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Unfortunately, I'm out of like main material for my questions on this, but yeah. Is there anything about the game or anything that you guys would like to tell the audience that we haven't already covered? Or, hey, you all in the audience. Yeah, you guys. I see you. You're lovely. Do you have any questions for Sondre and Hanna about the game, or do they deserve a Mario coin? Yes. They get a
What's
Mario coin. I have a
Yes.
Mario coin sound effect. You know what? You guys get two, because there's two of you. So you each get one. And we did all of this without making fun of the Danes.
Hang on. 2 seconds before you play the Mario coin sound.
Oh no.
I already played it.
Aw.
Oh, he has a Mario
Okay,
hat.
I can play it.
You know what? That's another Mario coin.
I totally messed up my hair doing that, but
Yeah, whatever, man. Like,
wahoo!
I'm a computer. So,
It's a me, Mario.
yeah. Oh, man. Pikminbo says, how long is the game?
That
It's
really
around-
depends on the player.
Yeah, but
We're aiming
around
for
2 hours.
like a casual playthrough around 2 hours. If you want to see absolutely everything there is to see, probably like you can chuck another hour on there, probably. Yes, it is the real Mario. Wahoo. Uh, it really depends because when you've gone through the game once, you know a lot more. So going and revisiting the earlier stages again, you'll understand more of the things, seeing it directly, and stuff gets recontextualized. So whereas like one playthrough would take around 2 hours, there's a lot more to the game than those 2 hours for those that are truly interested.
Yeah.
Nice.
The storytelling is actually more like if you've played Little Nightmares. It's kind of more in that genre than it is connected to Walking Home, because you don't get those like very concrete pieces of this is what's happened.
Yeah.
So you really have to like look at stuff and try to figure stuff out.
Nice. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I have this lovely bit that I like to use to end my show, that I like to call the 5 questions.
Ooh.
Now,
We did get one more question from
oh,
chat.
we did get one more question. Awesome. Wait, I thought walking simulators didn't have a lot of replay potential. This is like a whole new world. So, replay potential?
Yeah.
Yes, there is replay potential. But there's one from Manime Renegade earlier, which is
Oh.
what is your biggest hope for the game?
Shoots, I am so sorry, Manime Renegade. I did not mean to miss that question. That's on me, man. I'm sorry. So, what is your biggest hope for the game?
That it will sell well, man. No, I'm joking.
I mean,
that's a joke.
well,
I do hope it sells
It's
well, but no,
even if it
that's
wasn't
not
a
the
joke,
biggest hope.
that is entirely fair. You know, well enough to earn a little bit of profit and pay for the next game. You know, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to answer seriously, at least my biggest hope with the game is that it resonates with like someone out there. If one person plays the game and like genuinely feels something, I'm satisfied. You know, of course I definitely want to make money off the games. We can keep making games. That's that's a big thing. But if it can like get a genuine reaction, genuine like emotions in someone, I'm satisfied. I feel like we did what we set out to do.
nice.
Yeah, I'm with Sondre on that one. Like waking up emotions with people, that's the main thing I work towards as well. And
Awesome.
I think that the others are on the same page with maybe a bit different points of view, but mostly on like telling a story and getting emotions out of people.
Well, here's hoping that you guys hit that goal. Also, the financial ones as well, because the world needs more indie developers. I don't care what people have to say about that, but that's my deeply held fact. So, thank you for being here. But as I was saying, the 5 questions. Now, if you guys aren't aware, and for our first timers out in the audience, the 5 questions are a series of 5 questions that I prepared before the show that, have absolutely nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far. There are no right or wrong answers, but know that I will judge you harshly.
Strike me down.
Let's go.
Okay, so I expect answers from each of you in this. So, question number 1: what is the best action movie?
Avengers Endgame.
Snatch.
This isn't about Avengers, like, dude. It's perfectly. Snatch isn't an action movie, man. It's a crime movie. It doesn't
They
even have.
Shooty bang bang in movie. Lots of it.
Dude, just because there's shooty bang bang doesn't make it an action movie.
No way.
Snatch is my favorite movie ever made. Okay.
I mean,
The
cool.
one
Okay, what?
I take it back. I take it back.
okay.
Can I take another movie?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
No, I want 2 movies. I'm taking 2 movies, and the one with the you know, Mad Max.
Yeah.
Road on Fury on the road, Fury, the
Furry
Yeah.
Road?
Fury Road. Yeah, no, Matt, that is
Yeah.
a cinematic masterpiece. It's definitely more of an action movie than Snatch.
I have another one, okay? That's an actual action movie, but you're not gonna like it. Face Off.
Oh no, Face Off is excellent.
Thank you. You have great taste.
It's a John dude, I'm not gonna say that it's like some excellent piece of cinema. It's batshit insane, and that's why it's good.
It has Nicolas Cage in it. That's why it's good. But yeah, also what you said.
I mean, I would argue that it's good because it's a John Woo film, and John Woo is one of like the action movie, maestros. But Nicolas Cage was pretty peak Nicolas Cage in it. So, excellent answers after you fixed your first one, Sondre. Question number 2. If you could live on one fictional space station or starship, which one would you pick?
Oh no. I don't. What's the Sondre? What's the Toshi station? You know, Toshi station. Toshi station. Thank you.
So, do you know that reference, or would you like me to explain it?
You say Tashi Station. I think the place that Luke wanted to go to meet up with Biggs at the start of Star Wars.
Yes.
Okay.
Pick up some power converters. You know.
Yeah.
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 But he had to prep the droids because he needs somebody to talk to the moisture evaporators. But yes,
He was going to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters.
you don't even know what the place looks like. You just know that it exists. It could be like really crummy. So okay.
I mean, I was gonna say the Space Colony arc, but I also want to say Tashi Station to pick
All right,
up some power converters.
You two have fun over there. So
Thank you.
We're gonna.
all right. Question number 3. Does it belong in a museum?
What belongs in a museum?
Does it belong in a museum?
Eh? Like the
Yes.
movie. No.
Okay, that is a excellent Indiana Jones quote from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So, Sondre, you had the correct answer. Hannah, you did not.
Fuck. I thought there were no wrong answers.
Well, I said you were going to be judged harshly. So.
You did. Fine.
I mean, it belongs in a museum. So question number 4. Who do you guys watch on YouTube?
Go herping.
What?
He's got okay. He's got reptiles and he has
Oh,
and
okay.
he's
Okay.
got-
That makes sense now. Because you said
Wait,
you said,
what did you?
No, the channel was, you said go herping.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard it, but I didn't hear it. And then when you said reptiles, I was like, oh, herpetologist makes sense now.
So, I watch a lot of people on YouTube. That's like my main source of entertainment from the day to day. I just put on YouTube videos. But if I had to pick like one, I would go with the dude's name is Cybershell, and he is the first person I ever watched on YouTube. He disappeared for 7 years, came back for like 2 months, and somehow I rediscovered him then. Then he disappeared for 3 more years, and now he's back again. And his videos are great, which is the insane part.
I mean, maybe it takes all that time to figure out the ideas for 2 months of videos.
And he plays a lot of Sonic. It's perfect.
Sondre, I think you need help.
He does.
No.
I mean, you're clearly conflicted. You have the Mario hat. You have this unending love of Sonic the Hedgehog. Like,
I would like to show one more thing I own. This is very important.
No. Is it no? I don't. I think I know what it is. No.
It's another hat.
Oh, it is. Okay, then it's
Wow.
fine. I think.
Oh.
You know?
Okay. Is that a Waluigi hat?
Yes, it is. I own a Luigi one too, but you know.
Wah. All right. This is the part of the show that just devolves into pure lunacy. All right. So Go Herping and that guy who disappeared for 1 billion years and came back and was still great.
Yes.
Don't want to tell you how to run your show, but please invite them again. You know what, Nick? Maybe when they're closer to launch. All right. That's 4 questions down. Question number 5. And this is going to be, I'm going to give you the heads up now. This is another movie reference. So, lead by a moderator. Oh, okay.
I was just trying to spam hearts to his message.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd rather like come down hard with that, with moderation in my channel than like not. So
yeah, no, I totally get it.
So question number 5. Can you hack the Gibson?
A little bit. Do I have to actually search up this? Can you?
I'm gonna go with no.
Are we too young for this? Are we too young for this?
I'm guessing so.
I would like, before you say it, I would like to take a guess what movie this is from. Is this from like War Games?
No. That computer was Whopper.
And I've seen like that Burger one. King. I've actually seen that.
No, it was WHOPR.
Yeah, like Burger King.
No, there's 2 P's and an E in that Whopper.
Yeah.
I mean, Google says you can't hack it. It's the holy grail for hackers.
Google's on point, man. It's from this lovely, terrible movie called Hackers, which stars Johnny Lee Miller, a very young Angelina Jolie, Lorraine Bracco's in it. Like, there's a lot of ridiculously cool and great people in this movie. And I just watched it again a couple weeks ago, and oh my God, it's still so wonderful, and I love it. And I just
on my list right now.
Yeah, it's on. I don't know what streaming services are over there. I know it's on HBO Max. So, but either way, all of these questions are determined randomly. I put a few weeks ago. I compiled every question that I have asked in the 5 questions into a big spreadsheet. And then I just asked Google to randomly generate me some numbers. And so, yeah, these are the 5 questions that you guys got randomly assigned. Actually, one of the ones was also in last night's show, and I decided to just like cut that and give you guys some brand new ones. So the 2 of you, thank you so much for being here. It has been super fun. Thank you for being live with us at a reasonable for me hour and a slightly unreasonable for you hour. But before we go, aside from your Twitter handle of Rest the Game, where can people go to find out about Rest?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us on. This has been a blast.
Awesome.
If you wanna find out more stuff about Rest, obviously there's the Twitter handle, Twitter handle at Rest the Game. There's also, you can also find us on Steam, where you can download and play a demo of the game.
You can also wishlist it, which helps them out a lot too.
That helps us out a lot. Yeah, we would love for you to play and enjoy our demo. That's like our main thing. But if you wishlist us, that goes a really long way. That would help us out a lot.
Nice.
We also occasionally talk about Rest on stuff we just do normally. So you can follow me on Twitter at AuroraCell, which is my Twitch username. I'm going to put a heart in chat so you can see.
Not too many hearts.
Not too many hearts. I don't want to upset Nightbot again. 1 heart. That's me. You can find me on Twitter with that. I talk about Rest occasionally. We also have a Facebook page, which is like a hub for the game. We update there, but that's more like general. When big updates happen, you'll find it there. For more general stuff, you can find that on Twitter. So that's the best place to keep up with us.
Nice. Well, Sondre, Hanna, once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your game on Pitch Your Game this month. For everybody keeping track at home, a lot of the interviews of the next few weeks are going to be Pitch Your Game stuff, except for like one which I'm really excited about, but I can't tell you about because it's not happening for like a week and a half. So, shh. But it's going to be fun, I swear. So once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your game with us. I'll talk to you again in just a moment because I'm going to switch over to this camera real fast. And I'm going to say thank you all so much for joining us today on the show. It means a lot to have you here. I mean, I do the show because it's fun, but I also do the show because you guys are really cool. And it's awesome to have, some people listening as I scream out into the void. I don't have any shows planned for this weekend because I will be back next week. I have a full week set up. I will be either tweeting about it or something about it on Sunday. If you don't already follow me on social medias, if you type !social, that will let you know where you can find me on Twitter and Instagram. But yeah. I think I'm going to take a bit of a break here, and I'm going to come back and play some Star Wars Squadrons. It's going to be like single player stuff just for like funsies sake. So if you guys want to come hang out for that, awesome. If not, I understand. But thank you all so much for joining us. I'll see you all next time on the next episode. And just remember before I go, because I always say this, wear your mask, drink some water, have some vitamins, and be kind to one another because we're all in this together. So there's no reason to be a dick about it. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you on the next episode of That Thom Clancy Show. But until then, have a great weekend. Later, folks.